Hi, I'm Giancarlo Del Sordo from Acustica-audio, and I'm here today to tell you a story. A few years ago, I realized that the world needed a way to port the real sound and feel of analog hardware in the digital plug-in world, so that every musician and engineer could have that sound color in the recording studios, even when the hardware was unavailable. The dream soon came true thanks to a sampling software that allows to capture and recreate the analog hardware and then transform it into a stunningly realistic digital version. From that moment forward, my daily mission has been a continuous and passionate search for vintage and rare pearls, coveted analog hardware that was well worth my investments of money and time. And through Stefano Dell'Ora, who is an invaluable collaborator of Acustica-audio and has been deeply involved in the production of this project, I came in contact with Luca Martigani, also known as Zelius. Luca is the manufacturer of an amazing suite of hand-built audio hardware, characterized by great sound, quality, and value. The equalizer and the compressor are the elements of this suite that impressed us the most, so we have decided to base our new product on both of them. We have called it COBALT. The Acustica-audio plan is a medium long-term one and relies upon three basic points. The first point concerns the production team behind this software. These plug-in suites are produced by musicians. I am a former electronic music producer, Stefano is a teaching and performing musician, and Luca is a mixing, mastering engineer and musician producer. The second point concerns the production side of the software, which used to be an office, but we are moving it now to where this should be, the recording studio. Today we are working in Salvatore Deo's MA recording studio, one of the largest studios in Italy, and Europe for that matter. As far as the spaces and acoustics, this studio has an extremely linear and balanced phase and frequency response. It is acoustically immaculate, a perfect and most suitable place that allows us to properly evaluate our software creations and compare them to the original hardware. The last point concerns usability. We're working very hard every day on this aspect, trying to make our software easy to use, fun, and productive, the right creative tool in the hands of creative musicians. Luca, first of all, what inspired you to create and design these machines? Today we have here two prototypes of mine, an equalizer and a compressor. Both are completely tube-based. Tubes are used in the input stage, then in all of the internal gain sections up to the output stage. In my own research, after countless listening sessions, I've come to the conclusion that the amazing sound of those vintage devices we used to love comes from the tube circuits. Many years of study, research, and experiments, started in the early 90s, finally led me to these great results. This has been a long work in progress, with several intermediate versions, and in each of those versions, I stumbled upon some peculiar traits. In the end, I believe I have been able to bring all those details together in the final product. All of this attention to detail makes for pristine audio content. There are so many things in audio that are of fundamental importance to the basic soundstage, the depth of the sound spaces, and the way the transients are handled. So my approach has been focused on the entire sound, not just about the tonal color. So these devices are definitely very personal, very peculiar. Talking about circuit topologies, what are the characteristics of these machines that specifically set them apart from the rest? The equalizer that we hear today is derived from the classic Pultec design, with some added custom features, such as separation of bass frequencies, for example, so that you can choose the cut frequency independently from the boost frequency. Then we have a high band boost section with an extremely personal sound. Because it's built only with inductances instead of the more customary capacitors, it is mostly unusual to find such a purely inductive circuit in a high-frequency cell. As you will hear, this EQ is able to impart a unique sonic signature with a characteristic personality. Then we have a very classic presence band with several frequency steps from medium to medium-high and a continuous bandwidth control. And finally a high-cut band, a shelf with a very moderate slope that in the extreme position becomes a 6 dB octave cut. You have been using these devices for years in your studio now. During this time, did you find, maybe even unintentionally, which are the tasks best suited for these machines? Yes. Let's say their peculiarity is to be able to manage so many sounds very naturally. These machines are very powerful on a mix bus. They are able to balance the color of the audio signal with ease, and of course they excel at mastering, and until now, I have not yet fully explored their use as tracking EQs.
Una mano che saluta da un treno che si allontana. È un'immagine da romanzo, è una rinuncia amara. Quando sai cos'è giusto, è difficile non farlo. Riduci almeno la distanza fino a distinguere il mio sguardo. Io lo so che mi ami perché mi sento forte, perché adesso hai le chiavi ed apri tutte le porte. Ma l'amore è un cristallo da pulire con i guanti, perché anche stando vicino si può essere distanti. E allora resto con te su questo braccio